Welcome to the morning meeting, everybody. Or should I say the whenever you decide to show up meeting.
I said the hip, hop, the hippie, hip, hop, the don't stop, the rocket to the bang, bang, boogie, say up, the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie, the beat. Now what the hell is to the twist, I'm rapping to the beat. I'm here, the groove, and my friends are gonna try to move your feet. See, I am Wonder Man, and I'd like to say hello. I do the black, to the white, the red, and the blue, the purple, and yellow. But first I gotta bang, bang, the boogie to the boogie, say up, the boogie to the bang, bang, boogie.
Let's go. All right. I think I'm better today. I can't promise that I won't stop to cough or something. Could happen, but generally speaking, the whatever this illness is that I have, this disease that has infested me, that my wife is suspicious is COVID. You're suspicious, I think, because she had it, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, something like that. I don't know. It just feels like a cold. I'm okay. Yesterday, I was kind of crippled by it. I sounded like garbage. Thank you for putting up with me. Today, the disease so far, or lately, its newest turn, it's just that I sneeze sometimes. So you might get hit with a sneeze because they come on quickly. That's the thing about sneezes. They are not intentional in any way. They just happen. And they happen just bang out of nowhere. So if I feel it coming on, I'll pause. I'll turn my head. I'll flip the microphone up. Put it up there so you'll hear it worse, or less. I can also reach over and turn this dial down because if I'm talking and I fade it down, I'm still talking the same volume the entire time. I'm talking the same volume, but see that I can change how you hear it. But that does not account for reaction time. So, whoa, the hell is that? Oh, that's too much speaker. Okay. Sneezes are involuntary actions. They just happen. Like, I feel one building right now. It's not going to be a whole show of sneezes. I don't intend for it to be that. But I'm just saying, like, that's your warning. You might get attacked with a achoo. And I sneeze loudly. I sneeze like a large man. I'm a large man. That's how I sneeze. So, heads up. But I think that's the only problem. I think, like, my voice sounds like me again. It did not sound like me yesterday. It sounds like me today. It's good. So I think we're fine. I think we'll be good. All right. We got some good, positive NFL action last night as we continue to monitor the standings in the NFL. We're at 6 3-0 teams. There are 3 3-0 teams in the AFC. One that lives right around here, a local team called the Buffalo Bills. They're 3-0. They're looking great. The Chargers are 3-0. They look good. They've only allowed 50 points in 3 games. That's pretty good. And then the Colts, I'm not going to treat that like anything until we need to. I don't know. That one seems pretend. Chargers, I think, are charging and are for real. And they now have a 2-game lead on everybody else in the AFC West. They're at 3-0. Everyone else 1-2, including the Chiefs. Their defense is good, too. They're still just at 56 points. But thankfully, we've watched them lose twice. They did win this past weekend. They did win on Sunday. But they played the Giants. So I don't know. I feel I need them to go away. The other teams that traditionally freak us out, sneeze is coming. Sneeze is coming. All right, here's our first test of the sneeze thing. Hang on. Like up, there. Oh, now it's going to fade. All right, it's coming. It's going to happen. It's weird how you can feel it coming and then you feel it kind of go away. But there's something there. There's like a tickly nose thing that's going on. It's going to attack you at some point, but it'll be fine. You'll live. All right. The point is the teams that traditionally scare us, the teams we think about in the AFC are generally the Chiefs, who are 1-2, the Ravens, who are 1-2, and are we done? Oh, the Bengals are 2-1. Bengals are 2-1, but no Burrow. Points for 58, points against 91, record 2-1. What? That sounds crazy. All right, so I'm not going to worry about that. I guess I'm mostly thinking about the Chargers. I'm going to continue to monitor the Ravens and Chiefs. If we could keep them out of the playoffs, that would be great. I don't anticipate that with 6 or 14 games left in the schedule on the schedule. I don't think that you're going to keep both of those teams down. Ravens still look like the Ravens. They just happen to have run into the Bills and Lions so far. They've scored 111 points, but they've given up 96. That's not cool. Does that make sense? That fits with the, what was it, 41-40 or 41-40, I think, Bills, Ravens. So, I don't know, man. It all looks super good. It all looks great. That's the AFC. NFC, you've got 3-0s, the Eagles. You expect them. I would like to see them in the Super Bowl. That sounds good. The Niners appear to be back-ish. They've been a team to fear for several years and just kind of vanished last year. A lot of injury stuff. But even with Purdy not playing, they're sitting at 3-0. Not scoring a lot, but they are not giving up a lot either. So that's a good team. And then the Bucs, I don't know. I don't know what to think of the Bucs. But those are your 6-0 teams. Or, excuse me, your 6 3-0 teams. Pretty good, right? It's September 23rd. I don't know that I could ask for much more than that at this point in the season. I mean, obviously you want 3-0 Bills, but the rest of it, we're getting the losses we're looking for, including last night in what was, I kind of forgot it was Monday and kind of forgot there was football and turned it on at halftime. It was 14-14. And then I wasn't just staring at it. I'm in the basement. I was working on stuff for the show. And so I've got a TV. If you're watching on YouTube right now, you can see we've got a TV right there. And then over there is the big projector screen. So I can't see the projector screen because there's a monitor blocking my face right there. But over there, Drew was home, and he was playing Madden. So I had fake football going on that screen. Then I had real football going on that screen. And so I wasn't staring at it, but it was every time I looked up, somebody was scoring. And it seems the running backs had a pretty big game. I know I got annihilated in fantasy football by Jahmyr Gibbs. What kind of numbers did they put up in this thing? Don't allow. No thanks. No thanks. Oh, come on. Don't freeze on me now. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm trying to. You're not going to let me read this? Come on, computer. There we go. All right. The two, Montgomery and Gibbs, the two running backs for the Lions, combined for 218 yards and 4 touchdowns. Yeah, that's pretty good. I don't know what the final score was, but 38-30. So it was 14-14 when I turned it on. Just nice, back and forth type of game. Then I went upstairs for something. I came back down, and Drew told me, Drew's my 8-year-old, told me the Ravens had just scored, and that was a Mark Andrews touchdown. When I watched the replay of the touchdown, they showed the highlights of Mark Andrews dropping the ball in the snow. First fumbling and then dropping the ball in the snow. Derrick Henry fumbled again last night. 3 games, 3 fumbles for Henry, which is interesting. I remember about 2 plays before he fumbled, saying, at some point in my life, I would like, before he fumbled against the Bills, excuse me. I remember saying out loud, at some point in my life, I'd like to see Derrick Henry fumble a football. And then he did, and now that's what he's been doing. And he looked visibly shaken by it yesterday. I haven't looked to see if there's a story. I'm sure he talked about it. I'm sure he addressed it. It's as if I have a machine in front of me that I could type in. Let's see. Derrick Henry, fumble. At a loss for words after latest fumble and loss to Lions. Yeah, that's perfect. And then Mark Andrews encouraged him. He's like, it's fine. It's fine to fumble. All right, here we go. Derrick, the King has a fumbling problem. That's the headline, or the first line in the story. Wow. Fumbled for the 3rd time in 3 games. He said, I'm at a loss for words. I apologize to Flock Nation. It's not a good feeling. I'm going to keep working to get it fixed. With under 9 minutes left in the 4th quarter of a 4-point game, Baltimore forced a 3-and-out to get the ball back with a chance to pull ahead on the Ravens' first snap. Henry took the ball, ran left. Aiden Hutchinson went bang. Came from behind Henry, punched the ball out. DJ Reed pounced on the pigskin. Ooh, good writing there. Pounced on the pigskin, allowing the Lions to push the lead. Computer's acting weird. There we go. No. I don't want... All right, I'm closing this. I don't want to read this NFL.com story is clogging up the computer and making everything worse. I don't like it. All right. So we've got Bob Gaughan today at 11 o'clock. There's potential for somebody else at 10:30, but I think that's probably unlikely, but we'll get him soon. Secret guys. I don't want to reveal who I'm talking about because it'll be like I don't expect him to actually join me today, but it'll happen soon. An old friend. You know him. You've heard of him. You're aware of him. You haven't heard him on the radio in a while, but you'll like him. You'll like him. You did like him. You'll continue to like him. He'll be on the show at some point. It might be today. It might not. It's okay. I'm not going to say his name until he's here. And he said he's going to let me know because 10:30-ish is when we were looking for. And he said he'd let me know. And I said, don't let me know. Instead, just call if you're available. So if at any point I look over and the phone's ringing and it's my guy, we'll bring him on. If it's not, it's fine. I should plug in the phone. And what I'll do is I'll turn on the ringer so you guys can hear it. If the phone, oh, wait, no, that's bad because then anytime the phone rings, it's going to ring. Never mind. I'll just leave it like that. It's plugged in. It's ready to go. If we need him, we'll get him. And then 11 o'clock, we'll get our good friend Bob Gaughan, the grinder. He just grinds and grinds away. Jimmy Kimmel's back on the air today. So I'm not positive what to make of this whole thing. I don't think it's a stunt. I think they probably, and this makes sense. All right, here's what I think is going on with the Jimmy Kimmel situation. If Kimmel says what he said, which is nothing, he just made a couple little jokes, took a couple shots at Trump, took no shots at Charlie Kirk. Nothing, to me there was nothing there, and it was crazy that he'd be suspended. But they didn't say he was suspended necessarily. I don't remember the exact phrasing, but it was just like, it's off the air. Oh, yeah, they did say suspended indefinitely. And you got to remember, it's not just a guy. It's a whole production crew. It's, 200 people that work for this show. That's what they do. So everybody still got paid. So it's just a paid week of vacation, basically. And it was announced yesterday, right after I got off the air. Or maybe while I was on the air, and I just didn't notice it. But I saw it right after I got off the air that the show would return tonight. And, of course, the conversation, well, what's he going to say now? That's why the show was off the air, it seems. Like, with all the information we now have available to us. The reason it was off the air is because he goes on Monday, then the Trump stuff happens. And then if he goes on Tuesday, it's just going to go back and forth. It's going to get bigger and stupider. It's a comedy show. They're going to go too far. They're going to mess it up. Instead, put it on pause for a week and then come back today instead of last Tuesday. And I'm sure it will be addressed. It has to be addressed. But it gives you a week to address it correctly, address it in a way that is friendly to the network, is friendly to the affiliates, is friendly to sponsors. It makes sense. Hey, everybody, just let's take a breath. Let's not keep talking. This is, all right, bear with me. Scott, if you're listening, you're going to make fun of me for this. John Fuller, if you're listening, you'll make fun of me. Paul Peck, if you're listening, you'll make fun of me. I don't care. This is the Pistachio Challenge. You guys made fun of me for my frustration with music not playing. But there are times when you need a break. You can't just keep talking. Now, I know this is not exactly the same thing, but it's kind of the same thing. You can't just keep talking. You need a break to think about the next thing you're going to say once in a while. Not all the time. Most of this show is me flying by the seat of my pants. Just talk. Go with the flow. It'll be fine. But every now and then I go, okay, hold on. Take a breath. Get some water. Hit the bathroom or whatever. Maybe some tea. Maybe some herbal tea. Sometimes hot, sometimes cold. Maybe an iced coffee. Something to allow you to reset a little bit. And maybe that's what the show needed, and Kimmel needed, and the writing staff needed, and ABC needed, and the world needed. Maybe. I don't watch Kimmel's show a ton, but I like it. I like him. I think he's cool. I feel like I know him, even though I don't. That's the mark of a good host. Part of it is that I listen and have listened for years to Carolla's podcast, and Carolla is tight with Kimmel, although their politics are very different, but they're friends. Like, that's the way the world is supposed to work. You don't have to agree with everyone on everything in order to be friendly with them. And that's kind of what we're trying to get back to, right? As a society, aren't we hoping to get there at some point where we're not just, which side are you on? When in reality, most people aren't even on a side. I'm not on a side. I say that I'm not on a side, but if I say something that's against your side, you think that I'm on the other side. That's not true. I just think everyone's nuts. I think everyone who's super extreme in any position, really, but specifically politics and in 2025, if you're way to the left or way to the right, you're insane. Most of us are not there. We have to stop pretending that everyone's there. It would be nice if we could stop pretending that. Because really, what's happening in politics is that whichever side you find the most annoying is the one you push away from. I find many things about both extreme sides to be super annoying. Which is like, I don't want to associate with any of you people. None of you. I'm hardcore left. Okay. I'm hardcore right. Great. Get out of my life. Like, I just, stop it. Stop pretending there's one solution and it's yours. It drives me crazy. What is Trump's Tylenol announcement? Oh, no. Oh, no. All right. Hang on. Breaking news? Oh, I don't have my breaking news sounder anymore, I don't think. This would be a perfect spot for the breaking news sounder. All I have is the fanfare, this thing, that you can't hear because I don't have turned up. This. That's not it. No, there's a breaking news sounder. Let me see if I can find it. I think, I know this defeats the purpose of a breaking news sounder if you have to stop. If you say, hey, we've got breaking news, and then you have to find the sounder. Like, the point of it is like, oh my God, here it comes. Here comes the news. It's crazy. And then I'm there's no way. See, this is one of those moments. There's no way I'm going to find this while also talking. I'm not going to put on music just to find a breaking news sounder because that totally defeats the purpose. I'm going to try it. Bear with me. What do you care? What's the difference? What else are you doing? Hang out. All right. It's not in this folder. My folder system is so stupid. I've got, this one's called audio clips. It's not in there. It's not in beds. Wouldn't be in bumps, episodes, full segments, full songs, images, Memorial Day songs, Mixler downloads, Mixler recordings, promo clip, SFX, maybe SFX. Hold on. Breaking news. Hell yeah. Actually, I think I like Breaking News 2 better than Breaking News 1. Save. This is what happens when it's live and it's a one-man show, people. Show is brought to you by Brian Janik and the Financial Guys. Brian Janik, an independent insurance broker in the business for 20-plus years and super kind and friendly and helpful to you, particularly if you're hitting age 65 and moving into Medicare territory. He will help you navigate it. Stuff you don't know how to do, he knows how to do. He does it all the time. And he doesn't charge you. He gets paid from insurance companies. So he just helps you navigate it, and you don't pay him at all. This is the easiest, simplest solution in the world is just go to my boy Brian, who is a proud sponsor of Riter Radio. Breaking news? Try again. Breaking news? There we go. Yay. Oh, good Lord. All right. This is not, oh, man. If you're not like hardcore Trump is the best, this photo that I'm looking at from Reuters says U.S. President Donald Trump makes an announcement linking autism to childhood vaccines and to the use of popular pain medication Tylenol for pregnant women and children. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. You look at the picture, and Kash Patel's in it. I think that's Kash. No, I don't know that that's Kash Patel. I don't know who that is. I take that back. But it's Trump with his hands extended, if you're watching the YouTube thing. All right, I can do the faces. That's right. I got video now. He's like this. At a podium. And then behind him is RFK Jr. Oh, Behind him is RFK Jr., who's like this. He's got that kind of like a mean, like, you serious kind of face. I find him entertaining. I like RFK Jr. I don't think he's all there, but, you know, how could you? Dr. Oz is standing behind him. Behind that is a gold-framed painting of, I mean, maybe it's Teddy Roosevelt on a horse, but my guess is it's Trump on a horse. Like, there's just a lot going on in this photo. Everything about this photo is hilarious. And then it comes with the headline, Trump's Tylenol announcement, what causes autism, and is Cuba autism-free? What the hell is going on here? We're just going to read this. We're just going to read this. This is breaking news. I'm just going to read it. Breaking news. All right, so the headline is Trump's Tylenol announcement, what causes autism, and is Cuba autism-free? The subhead, Trump said acetaminophen, also known as paracetamol, quote, is no good, unquote, and should only be used in pregnancy when there's a high fever. This is what I'm here for. All right. You, Donald Trump, explain acetaminophen to me, please. This is perfect. All right. President Trump has urged pregnant women to avoid taking Tylenol, pointing to an unproven claim that links the painkiller to autism. Speaking from the Oval Office, this is insane. Speaking from the Oval Office with Health Secretary RFK Jr., Trump claimed that acetaminophen, the main ingredient in Tylenol, also known as paracetamol in most parts of the world, was, quote, no good and should only be used in pregnancy when there's a high fever. He then outlined steps his administration would take to restrict the use of the drug during pregnancy in comments laced with unproven and, in some cases, false claims. I feel like in this era, I have to tell you the source of this story. This is from AlJazeera.com, which seems neutral to me. There was a time when that seemed like a terrorist information network, right as Al Jazeera came into prominence, at least in my mind, came to be known. It's probably like, 2003. Like, I don't know. Why are we listening to Al Jazeera? That seems like they're trying to get us. But I don't think that anymore. I just think they're kind of a little more straight-laced. It's not CNN. It's not MSNBC. It's not Fox. So we're somewhere in between. It's the way I read it. I don't know. I might be wrong, too. Because I'm hearing way too much opinion in every news story. There's no such thing as just, here's what happened, here's what was said. This is in his comments laced with unproven and in some cases false claims. That said, I think that's probably right. Because if I want information on what causes autism, I would ask anyone but Trump. I don't believe he has that information. All right, moving on. What did Trump announce? Here we go. Trump opened the event by calling autism a, quote, horrible, horrible crisis, unquote. Well, we're back to quotes. Okay. The meteoric rise in autism is among the most alarming public health developments in history. There's never been anything like this, Trump said. Even though experts point out that the data on autism only captures increased diagnoses, not necessarily a rise in the incidence of autism itself. I mean, that part's obvious, right? That, like 80, let's get away from autism. ADD, ADHD. Remember it was just ADD, then it switched? ADHD is, I think what I probably have. I have an inability to complete my own sentences because I think of better sentences in the middle of my sentences and then abort the previous sentence to give you the better one. That's probably like textbook ADHD. Probably. Distracted not just by shiny things. Distracted by stuff that's in my head. I'm talking and I'm thinking of something else. That's probably diagnosable. That probably could be treated with something. I don't want it. I like it. I like living like this. But at no point as a child was I diagnosed with anything. I mean, they tried to pin scoliosis on me. Jerks. They tried to pin hearing loss on me. Have I told this story ever? I probably have. But I can't expect it. Each and every one of you listening right now has listened to everything I've said for the last 30 years, 25 years on the radio. So I'll say it again. I had a doctor who sent me in for a hearing test because he thought I was, I don't know, partially deaf or something. I don't know what he thought. Turns out he was just Indian and I couldn't understand him. So I was a kid. So he would talk and I wouldn't respond because I didn't know what the hell he was saying because he didn't speak English in a way that I understood it. Which is fine. No knock on him. It's okay to not speak perfectly clear native English when you're not from here. But I was a child who couldn't understand a dude with a heavy, thick, terrible's the wrong word. It was terrible. For me, it was terrible trying to understand a guy who spoke in a thick Indian accent. So they sent me to get my hearing. I had to go to a specialist for hearing. And my mom told me, she has repeated this for years, that they said, this boy can hear the grass grow. My hearing's fine. It's your English that sucks, sir. All right, so they tried to pin the hearing thing on me. They tried to pin scoliosis on me. Then I think they said my one leg is a little shorter than the other one or something. I don't know. None of this turned into anything. They tried to get my son Zach to wear a helmet when he was a kid. Why? It's fine. Everyone's fine. The point is, if you're a doctor, specifically, let's say an orthodontist. You know what? I want sponsors for this show. You know what I don't want is an orthodontist. I don't ever want an orthodontist. Because that is a rigged game. Anything with an orthodontist is, hey, do you think my kid needs braces? What does an orthodontist say? Yes. I sell braces. Yes, your kid needs braces. Of course, an orthodontist is going to tell you need braces. Or you can just not get them. We'll see how it goes. Especially in this era where adults can get braces. You wear them for 6 months, you're fixed. No. Let's con families into bringing their 3 kids in. You could use them. You really need them. I think it'd help you. Right. Yeah, of course you do. Orthodontist? Let me guess. The tire place thinks I need tires. The brake place thinks I need brakes. So, yeah, we've had more diagnoses of autism, and we've had more diagnoses of ADHD. Why? So we can sell you these drugs? Yeah, that's why. All right, moving on. Trump then laid out his administration's plans to tackle the, quote, crisis. First, effective immediately, the FDA will be notifying physicians that the use of let's see how we say that, acetaminophen. Is that okay? Oh, boy. Which is basically commonly known as Tylenol during pregnancy, can be associated with a very increased risk of autism. Holy crap. That's the president. That's the president of the United States of America just winging it on a connection between Tylenol and autism. How long has Tylenol been around? How long has acetaminophen been around? Let's look that up. Acetaminophen. Oh, boy, I'm not going to be able to type that. Yeah, there we go. Acetaminophen. I want Wikipedia. Acetaminophen. This is fun. Paracetamol. It's a non-opioid analgesic and antipyretic agent used to treat fever and mild to moderate pain, widely available over the counter, sold under various brand names, including Tylenol and Panadol. I've never heard of Panadol, but that's fine. Paracetamol relieves pain in both acute, mild migraine. Acute and mild in the same phrase is weird to me. An episodic tension headache. All right, yeah, if you have a headache, you take Tylenol. We knew that. I want the history. There we go. History. When did this come about? 1886. Okay. We got 1852, 1870, so 150 years, 140 years, something like that. That's how long it's been going on. But now it's causing autism, according to a person we put in the White House. Smart. This is good. This is really good. Whew. He went on to warn that Tylenol use during pregnancy should be avoided unless absolutely necessary. What does that mean? What does that even mean? Avoided unless you need it? That's your statement. You're the President of the United States speaking from the Oval Office, making a declarative statement about a painkiller that we've had since the 1870s minimally. And how that is, you have decided, or the guy behind you, RFK Jr., has decided is linked to autism. Okay. He went on to warn, this what a great sentence. What a great leader. He went on to warn that Tylenol use during pregnancy should be avoided unless absolutely necessary. Sure. Quote, so taking Tylenol is not good. All right, I'll say it. It's not good. Oh my God, this is the president. For this reason, they are strongly recommending that women limit Tylenol use during pregnancy unless medically necessary. That's, for instance, in cases of extremely high fever that you feel you can't tough it out. You can't do it. I guess there's that. So presidential. Remember when presidents could think? Remember that? Oh my God. This is a quote from the President of the United States at the Oval Office talking about Tylenol and autism. I really wish I had a Trump impression to do, but I would embarrass myself with how I do it. Just listen to this quote. Pretend it's said by anyone. Like, imagine your mom saying this. If my mom said this, I'd hang up and be like, Mom's crazy. We got to get rid of Mom. So taking Tylenol is not good. All right, I'll say it. It's not good. For this reason, they are strongly recommending that women limit Tylenol use during pregnancy unless medically necessary. Okay, dude. All of those words, none of those words make sense together. Limit Tylenol use during pregnancy. So you didn't say avoid. You said limit. Keep it to a minimum. Unless it's necessary. Who takes Tylenol when it's not necessary? This is the President of the United States. This is so stupid. That's, for instance, in cases of extremely high fever that you feel you can't tough it out. You can't do it. I guess there's that. I want someone else to read this. I want this in another voice. Hold on. Let's see if I can do that. I'm going to try... text to speech generator. It's free. It's going to work. I don't want to create an AWS account. Free voice generator. Let's try this one. I just want to... This, yes. All right. All right. So our choices are male English actor, Vince Douglas, inspiring woman, English children's book narrator, TikTok fashion influencer, mysterious woman, campfire narrator. That sounds good. Campfire narrator, play.
One of them AI girlfriends. He says, she's perfect, Ink.
This is
she
not...
don't argue. Remembers my birth.
No. I want you to do what I said.
So taking Tylenol is not good. All right, I'll say it. It's not good. For this reason, they are strongly recommending that women limit Tylenol use during pregnancy unless medically necessary. That's, for instance, in cases of extremely high fever that you feel you can't tough it out. You can't do it. I guess there's that.
I'll try a different voice. Old-timey English priest.
So taking Tylenol is not good. All right, I'll say it. It's not good. For this reason, they are strongly recommending that women limit Tylenol use during pregnancy unless medically necessary. That's, for instance, in cases of extremely high fever, that you feel you can't tough it out, you can't do it. I guess there's that.
I'll try one more. Unserious movie trailer narrator. I don't know what that is, but this is an unserious movie trailer narrator saying the exact same words that were said by the President of the United States today. Maybe yesterday, but I saw it today. I think it's today.
So taking Tylenol is not good. All right? I'll say it. It's not good. For this reason, they are strongly recommending that women limit Tylenol use during pregnancy unless medically necessary. That's, for instance, in cases of extremely high fever, that you feel you can't tough it out. You can't do it. I guess there's that.
All right. I'm going to stop that and just continue. Trump then shifted to his broader concerns. Whoops. Hang on. All right, we're good. It's not going to happen a lot. This is way better than yesterday, I promise. Yesterday, every word I was fighting, holding back from coughing. And this time, that crept up out of nowhere. I'll be good. I'll be good tomorrow. I'm pretty good now. Trump then shifted to his broader concerns about vaccines, arguing against combination shots, like the MMR vaccine against measles, mumps, and rubella, even though they have been proven to be safe in multiple rounds of research. He also questioned giving newborns the hepatitis B vaccine. Okay, let's hear what Trump thinks about a hepatitis B vaccine, but we'll do it in the voice of an unserious movie trailer narrator. This is better than me doing it. Just play it.
Hepatitis B is sexually transmitted. There's no reason to give a baby that's almost just born hepatitis B. So I would say wait till the baby is 12 years old and formed and take hepatitis B.
I don't know if it sounds dumber or looks dumber. Like written out, it looks so ridiculous. The implication that just every part of it. If you're an English teacher, and this is submitted as the answer to a question, like an essay, tell me what you think about hepatitis B vaccine being given to newborns. And then you read this written out on the paper, like a kid wrote this.
Hepatitis B is sexually transmitted.
Okay.
There's no reason to give a baby that's almost just born.
What is a baby that's almost just born? Like, what is that phrase? That's a phrase only said by a moron, right? A baby that's almost just born? Like, figure out the timeline just on that phrase. Figure out the timeline. How old is a baby that's almost just born? What does that mean? This is the President of the United States speaking. There's no reason to give a baby that's almost just born hepatitis B. You're not giving them hepatitis B. It's a vaccine.
Hepatitis B. So I would say wait till the baby is 12 years old and formed and take hepatitis B.
Okay. President. This is the President of the United States. Finally, Trump repeated the claim that countries without Tylenol, like Cuba, have little or no autism, framing it as evidence. I'm not going to read it. I'm giving it to the campfire narrator, or whoever that guy was, the unserious movie trailer narrator. Here, you say it.
I mean, there's a rumor, and I don't know if it's so or not, that Cuba...
How about this? How about as the president speaking to the nation and giving medical advice? How about maybe if it's a rumor and you don't know if it's so or not? How about just don't say it? How about that? How about that? That would make sense to me.
I mean, there's a rumor, and I don't know if it's so or not, that Cuba, they don't have Tylenol because they don't have the money for Tylenol. And they have virtually no autism. Okay, tell me about that one.
What is that? What is that? He was elected twice. 2 separate times. The country is like, yeah, that's the guy who should be in charge of us. Twice this has happened. Oh my God. Again, let me just play it again. There's a quote from the President of the United States of America speaking from the Oval Office, giving medical advice to America.
I mean, there's a rumor, and I don't know if it's so or not, that Cuba, they don't have Tylenol because they don't have the money for Tylenol. And they have virtually no autism. Okay, tell me about that one.
We can't. No one can tell you about that one. You heard a rumor that you don't know if it's so or not about Cuba and Tylenol and money for Tylenol and no autism. So tell me about that. What on earth is going on? Continuing from there. As with Trump's other claims at the event, his assertion about Cuba doesn't stand up to scrutiny, as we'll get into in a bit. But first, we're not going to. What is autism? I don't want to do this whole thing. I just like the stupid quotes from the guy we keep electing. Why are numbers going up? I'll read this part. First, say experts, comparing autism rates across countries is problematic. All right, here, figure this one out without even, I don't have to keep going. Why is it problematic? Just think. Just think for a second. Why can you not just compare autism rates across countries? All right, you got it? That was an easy one. Without me reading forward. You can't compare them because medical situations are different, financial situations are different, and therefore the diagnosis rate is different. If you took the same 100 kids and dropped them into one country versus the next, you will have a different number of kids diagnosed with autism. That's 100% true. I've done no research on this. That's common sense. That's obvious. Okay, let's see what the story says. Comparing autism rates across countries is problematic because of differences in diagnostic practices, awareness, and access to health care. Hey, I did it. All of which affect how prevalence is measured and reported. The increased numbers in the U.S., they point out, only demonstrate a sharp rise in diagnoses, not necessarily a rise in the incidence of autism itself. This is almost like trying to explain the whole, like the causation thing. Like, just because two things exist, it doesn't mean that one causes the other one. I feel like a moron because I'm talking like Trump, but you know what I mean, right? Or you don't, because I don't. You don't have to. All right, the increased numbers in the U.S., I just read that. According to experts, there are two main factors behind the rise in autism diagnoses. First, the definition of autism has broadened. Yep. As scientists have recognized its wide spectrum of traits and symptoms. Spectrum is the answer there. It's not A or B. It's like, hey, you on this? Yeah, everyone. If it's a spectrum, everyone's on it. You're either at the low end or the high end. But that's what a spectrum is. The definition is broadened as scientists have recognized its wide spectrum of traits and symptoms. This has led to updated diagnostic criteria and better screening tools. At the same time, growing awareness has meant that more parents are seeking evaluations. What about acetaminophen? For more than a decade, researchers have studied whether acetaminophen use during pregnancy is linked to developmental disorders. Findings have been mixed. Some studies reported associations with autism, while a 2025 Mount Sinai review suggested evidence for broader neurodevelopmental risks. Here it is. Association is not the same as causation. That's what I was saying. I should work for Al Jazeera. The largest and most rigorous study to date, published in 2024, found no link between prenatal acetaminophen use and autism, ADHD, or other learning or developmental disorders. Experts note the best quality studies so far show no evidence of harm from acetaminophen. But the president is speaking at the Oval Office about rumors about Cuba that he doesn't even necessarily believe. Perfect. It's perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for out of the president. According to Autism Science Foundation, claims of connection remain, quote, limited, conflicting, and inconsistent. The big reveal about autism was a total bust full of misinformation, says Arthur Kaplan, an American ethicist and professor of bioethics at the NYU Grossman School of Medicine. There's no data to show Tylenol causes autism, and lots of data to show that fever in pregnant women harms the fetus. Okay, so even that, I think Trump is accepting that in the statement that he's making. Or he doesn't even know what he's saying and he's moving on. He's already moved on. Like, he went and said this and he's already thinking about the next dumb thing to say. But that would explain the massive hole in what he said, which is it should be limited in women unless they need it. Oh, my God. This is some breaking news, man. This is good stuff. Hold on. We're going to let him say it again. This time he'll say it as a TikTok fashion influencer.
So taking Tylenol is not good. All right, I'll say it. It's not good. For this reason, they're strongly recommending that women limit Tylenol use during pregnancy unless medically necessary. That's, for instance, in cases of extremely high fever that you feel you can't tough it out. You can't do it. I guess there's that.
I don't know. I just sneezed. Sorry. I don't know if you, like me, decided about 3 seconds into that everything Trump says ever should run through the voice of TikTok fashion influencer. But I definitely decided that. Like, I'm going to bookmark this site so that I can use that voice. Because that's what we're hearing. That's exactly what it sounds like. That's the way it's written. That's what it looks like on the page. And that's what it sounds like when it's said by a TikTok fashion influencer instead of Trump. Perfect.
So taking Tylenol is not good.
Not good.
All right, I'll say it. It's not good. For this reason, they're strongly recommending that women limit Tylenol use during pregnancy unless medically necessary. That's, for instance, in cases of extremely high fever that you feel you can't tough it out. You can't do it.
I guess there's that, is what he continues to say. I'm going to play a song. We're going to talk to Bob Gaughan in a couple minutes. Keep it right here. I'm Brad Riter. It's episode 172 of Riter Radio. Bob Gaughan joins me. He's a grinder. We've got a limited window with Bob today. I don't know what he's up to, but he's very busy, it seems. So he's going to call in right at 11, and he can stay on until about 11:20, and then he's got to go. He's out, which is fine. It's good to know. We'll talk to him in a couple minutes after we hear a song or two. Here as we continue with episode 172 of Riter Radio.
This portion of Riter Radio has been deleted for the podcast version. If you want to hear everything that happens, listen live weekdays 10 to noon at writerradio.com.
The way my kids date now, it's so simple. They go on an app, whether it's Grindr or whatever, they swipe right, swipe left, and they get the date automatically.
Let's check in with Riter Radio's
living legend,
Bob Gaughan.
Let's do it. Bob Gaughan is here. I'm Brad Riter. It's Riter Radio, episode 172. Bob's on once a week. Sometimes it's Tuesday. Sometimes it's Wednesday. Sometimes it's Thursday. This week it's Tuesday. What's up, Bob Gaughan?
Hey, Brad. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Not too bad. 30th anniversary on Thursday, Brad. We're going to see David Byrne to celebrate.
Whoa.
Is that a good way to celebrate 30 glorious years? My wife, of course, says the best 7 years of her life, I think. So,
30 years is so many years. Where's David Byrne?
He's at Shays.
How did I not know that David Byrne was coming to Shays?
Nor did we know, because, this is one of the few guys that we would pay the big price to pay to go see, and of course it is a big price to pay to go see him.
How bad is it?
You're sitting, it was over a couple $100, and we're like in the last row, and I think it was $250 to $300 or something. I mean, it was ridiculous.
Wow.
It was high.
I wonder if maybe I did know, and then I saw the ticket prices, and then said, never mind, I'll keep going to see the fake David Byrne and fake Talking Heads thing. But oh man, that's gonna be awesome. I would love. You're not just going to see his performance, you're going to see what he thought of. Like, whatever happens on a stage that is, put together by David Byrne, you're getting something. I don't know, from Stop Making Sense, to even that American Utopia thing that was on Broadway and there was an HBO version of it. It's just, you're watching the mind of a genius / maniac who also happens to be a great performer, even if he is probably close to 70 at this point, right?
Yeah, and it's the only guy, when we've talked about this, going to see tribute shows, and who would you pay to see? And my wife was like, this is the one. This is the one we're going to pay to see. No one else. I mean, we've been offered McCartney. No, we're not going to. No, not going to do it. This is the guy we're paying the big price for. And it just so it happens, so it coincides with our anniversary.
Yeah, that's awesome. I would say that, like McCartney, of course, like if McCartney was playing for free down the street, I would go listen to him sing. But I know exactly what I'm getting there. Like I think there are no surprises walking into a Paul McCartney show. He's going to sing and perform 23 songs that you know and love, and then he's going to leave. David Byrne, I have no idea. I might not know anything he does. I mean, I would assume there's going to be some stuff mixed in that I do know, but in general, I think he's a maniac in the best way, and I have no idea what's coming. I would love to go to that show. That's awesome. I'm looking forward to it on your behalf.
Well, all right. Well, I'll let you know how it goes.
All right, sweet.
But it's that's on Thursday. Hey, can I be upset about a game that the Bills didn't even play in?
Sure.
Can I be upset about the Bills? That's how I feel, and I think a lot of Bills fans feel last night watching Detroit dismantle Baltimore.
Yeah, that's cool.
And there were 20. Pro Football Focus said they had pressure on Lamar over 20 times. I ask you, how many games would the Bills have to play Baltimore to get 20 pressures on Lamar? They did it in one night. And then Derrick Henry, they held him to 50 yards rushing.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it kind of reminds me of how I felt after Philly dismantled Kansas City in the Super Bowl just like 1 week after the Bills had played, or 2 weeks after the Bills had played Kansas City and done nothing. Well, this is the exact same thing. 2 weeks after Baltimore, literally the Bills are barely a speed bump for them. I'm watching last night Detroit, and I'm thinking, are you kidding me? The Bills defense is this bad compared to the Lions defense? Am I the only Bills fans that's just upset about the Bills defense after watching what the Lions did last night?
You might be. No, I'm sure you're not. I didn't think of it that way. Now that you're saying it, yeah, I got a little bit of that. I was watching it thinking, great, get this team out of here. I'm looking at the standings in the AFC right now and saying the Bills are 3-0, and the other two are the Chargers, who I respect, because I think Herbert's been coming along. Like he's probably the next one that belongs in the upper echelon of quarterback conversation. But the Colts don't. That doesn't seem real to me at all. So I want to watch. I love that Baltimore's sitting at 1-2. Granted, they're at 1-2 because they played the Bills and the Lions. They could wind up 15-2, to be honest. But I love that the Chiefs are sitting at 1-2. So I was thinking of the pot. This is you, Bob. Is you always you guys always twisting things and make it the most negative thing possible. I thought it was great to watch them get lit up and get a little education on what you can do to stop them. There's game film there. People will assess. We like to see that team slowed down and shut down and stopped and beaten. And the Bills can learn from that if they have to face them again in the playoffs. So I'm going to take the positive side. You want to be Mr. Negative, you can be Mr. Negative.
By the way, Baltimore plays Kansas City this week. One of those teams can be 1-3.
I know.
1-3. That's unbelievable.
It's awesome.
Yeah, that is. But on the last game, Al Michaels said that the Bills were interesting, and he said not all good teams are interesting.
Yes.
So I think I have a couple of reasons why the Bills are interesting, and tell me if I'm wrong. First of all, I think one is that they are a flawed team. They're not perfect, and defensively, that is, we just talked about that. And then I think you have to decide, there are 5 guys that weren't on the field last Thursday against Miami. Are they going to make a difference? Would Ed Oliver and Matt Milano, maybe would Hoyt Ojanobi make a difference? Would our first-round cornerback, Maxwell Harrison, make a difference? How many of those guys are difference makers? But that's interesting. At least it's a conversation we can have. Maybe this defense come playoff time is going to be a lot better because those 5 guys are going to be on the field. Maybe you think all 5 are difference makers. I don't think all 5 are difference makers, to be honest with you. But maybe, just having 1 or 2 difference makers might make a difference. Okay, that's number one reason why they might be interesting. But I got a different reason. When you've got the number 1 quarterback or number 2 quarterback, whatever way you want to call it.
It's one.
He's one. don't you want to have like the most amount of possessions? I want to play fast. If there's, if we can have 12 possessions rather than 8, I want to have 12 possessions rather than 8 because I got the best quarterback, right? That I think is logical. But when you have the worst defense, if you have a bad defense and you want to have 8 possessions rather than 12 because you have no confidence in your defense. The thing that might frustrate me is the Bills have the best quarterback, but they're playing like they have the worst defense. They're playing for less possessions. That's interesting to me. It's interesting, but it frustrates me because I would rather go the other way with it than the way the Bills are going with it. What do you think of that?
I want to assess. Are they play? I mean, we're talking about running the ball. Really, is what we're talking about. I think, and running the ball with one of the better ground games in the league, thanks to a very good running back and a very good offensive line. I think what you're doing is you're saving your quarterback a little bit. You're keeping some, it's a mileage situation. So while in any individual game, I think I would agree with you that I want the 12 possessions instead of the 8 possessions. Over the course of the season, is that necessarily the case? Or am I talented enough to spread it around and take some of the burden off of the QB and don't make him be a superhero week after week? Because he's been excellent. He's been borderline perfect over the course of 3 games, and they're 3-0. That's the result you're looking for. And I don't feel like he's gotten beaten up at all. So that to me is a part of it. I agree. I get what you're saying. I agree with you. But I also like the part where he doesn't have to throw for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns every game.
No, and again, I just think it makes them interesting. That dynamic makes it very interesting. And by the way, you want to talk about the people that are going to compare Lamar to Josh Allen. How many games does it take for Josh Allen to be sacked 7 times? They're not even close.
Takes like 26 games.
Right. They're not even close.
No.
But again, I think we have to be politically correct here and say, oh, it's close. No, it's not.
No, it's not. No, it drives
me
crazy.
It's not really close.
And honestly, you know what has annoyed me is anyone I've heard out of Baltimore, especially leading into the opener, people out of Baltimore who honestly believe that Josh Allen stole the MVP from Lamar Jackson last year. Like, he deserved his 3rd. Like, I don't know that he deserved 1 ever. That is not a player that I would turn my franchise over to and say, do what you got to do. I believe in you. I don't see anyone else in the league that is like that. I mean, obviously you have to defer to Mahomes because of what he has accomplished already in his career. But if they redrafted the NFL today, is there any doubt who the first pick in the draft is? Is there any doubt? Regardless, like, now that we're far enough removed from the people who were doubting Josh and hating on Josh from the time he came into the league, saying he'll never develop into this or that. Well, he has, and it's done, and it's over. If you just ignore what you used to think, people are far enough away from it to just say, all right, first pick in the draft. I think 32 out of 32 NFL teams are taking the same exact person. So doesn't that clear it up a little bit? I don't know. Maybe I'm nuts, but that's a guy you can trust 100%. Oh, good. There's a minute left, and the Bills are getting the ball back. I trust that guy. It might not work every time, but I trust him. You give the ball to Lamar Jackson with a minute left, I feel great if I'm on defense. But like, this is the part where he turns the ball over, and I know that. This is the part where he panics. This is the part where he runs backwards like Tua. Like, this is just, it's stupid. So, yeah, he's clearly a super talented player, but he doesn't belong in the same conversation or breath as the guy wearing number 17 for the Bills.
No, and if you keep him in the pocket, I still say that's the goal. Keep him in the pocket. Maybe you can get him to him. Maybe you can't get to him, but make him beat you with his arm. You can't say that about Allen. There's nobody that says, let's just, Josh Allen. And again, you would take something away if you took away his legs. I get it. That's for sure. But still, he could just, annihilate you from the pocket. And I just don't think that's the way I think you want to, guard against with Lamar.
That's something to think about when you think about his career, like long-term career, because eventually the super mobile. I mean, he's, for as long as he plays football, he's still going to be fairly mobile. But when his legs start to go a little bit, when he's aging, when he's late 30s, I don't think the arm's going to go. I think the brain's going to be even better. He's getting better every year. He's getting better every game. I think he's going to adapt perfectly well to that. Because if you take Lamar's legs away from him, he's done. You take Josh's away, he's, Marino, or he's Bledsoe, or he's what, I don't know how you want to put it, but I believe in that guy. And yeah, there's no comparison between the two players.
Last thing about the game on Thursday, which I don't think was talked about enough, the thing that might have frustrated me the most, Miami's defense stinks. Yeah. Miami's cornerback, they were playing with practice squad cornerbacks, and they did force 3 straight punts in the second half. Yep. That's a problem. Again, interesting. This is, again, why are the Bills interesting? Because I still think there's a big question about the Bills receivers not being able to get open enough against cornerbacks that were practice squad cornerbacks against Miami. And if it wasn't for the running into the punter, the Bills would have had to punt it 3 straight times in that game. That was a storyline. I don't know that it's getting enough, play. That's a problem, that Miami's able to do that against the Bills receivers.
How much we always talk about this. We talk about it in college football when it's, with UB, when it's a MAC game, like the Kent State game. What the Bills didn't cruise through, or the Bulls, didn't cruise through Kent State the way that we had hoped. They had to fight for it. The Bills didn't cruise through the Dolphins the way that we had hoped. They had to fight for it. How much of that is we know this team well, we play them twice a year, we wake up every day knowing we've got to deal? Like, there's something to that. Like if you're the Ravens, you got to play them once. But if you're the Dolphins, you wake up every day going, I live in a division with Josh Allen and the Bills. Today is April 8th, and I'm thinking about what the hell I'm going to do in September and December when I play this team. So there is something to that. I've heard enough people who have been inside those locker rooms say that there really is something to it. So that's what allows me to not panic about something like that. Like, I think the Bills are just in the business this year of booking the wins. Just book a win. I want to not judge. When they lose a game, we're gonna go nuts. But if they come out on top, they accomplish the goal. The goal is AFC Championship game at Highmark Stadium, right? So right now everything's fine. And you made me feel better when you talked about their defense. And I know I'm skipping this question and going back to one from 5 minutes ago, but I hadn't thought about 5 players missing because I haven't thought about the 2 suspended guys who that's going to be fun. That's a fun little injection 6 games into the season. That'll be cool. Getting Hoyt and Ogunjobi in. Hairston, I have no idea what his status is, but I'm happy to see Trey White is contributing the way that he is. And really, I'm just thinking about Oliver, more Oliver than Milano, but both of them because I've actually seen them on the field so far this year. So you actually made me feel better when I think about, hey, this defense stinks. Well, they're missing 5 players. That made me feel a little better. So thanks, Bob. I appreciate it.
Oh, that's what I'm here for. I'll tell you who's not happy.
Oh.
Philly fans who think that Al Michaels was talking about them when he said that
he was.
Good teams aren't interesting.
He was, right?
That tush push is not interesting. I get that. That is for sure. But they are somewhat interesting because their coach is kind of a psycho.
Yeah.
And A.J. Brown could go off at any time.
That's coming.
So even though they the tush push, I agree with Al Michaels, is not interesting. I could argue that Philly is still an interesting team, even though that play is boring. I get that.
The play is boring, and I'll tell you what I'm sick of is hearing about Hurts' leg strength, like his squatting, like as if that's why it's working. It's not because they're just leaving early and creating this weird situation that no one's ever seen before. Like, I don't know. Yeah. I'm not opposed. I don't think it has to be outlawed necessarily. At some point, are they going to run something off it? Like, when is the fake tush push? This is the place that Philly Special came from. Where's the fake tush push? That's going to be so exciting. The time that they line up to do that, and then it's just a naked bootleg out of it or something. Like, I'm still watching it, waiting for the variation, and it doesn't seem to be coming. So that's what bores me about Phillies. They're not giving me the variation. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this. All right. Thanks, Bob.
Hey, can I give you a Stone Cold lock?
Please.
Yes. Sometimes I like to go with a team that didn't look good versus a team that looked great. I think, you kind of regress to the mean, maybe. And that would be New England this week. New England should have beat Pittsburgh last week. They lost the turnover battle 5-1.
Yeah.
Come on, that was bad. And they're playing a Carolina team that looked perfect against Atlanta. The spread has already gone from 4 to 5. It might even go higher, but I think New England is going to bounce back, play better than they did, and I think Carolina is going to be a little worse. So let's take New England as our Stone Cold lock.
All right, I know you have to go. Who's the best team in the East that isn't the Bills?
I still think
it's the Patriots.
I still think it's. You think it's the Chargers?
No, it's in the East. I'm saying in the division.
Oh! It's still the Patriots. Oh, it's still the Patriots.
It's Patriots, right?
Oh yeah, without doubt, the Patriots. I think it meant in the whole AFC. The whole AFC might be the Chargers, but in the East, it's still the Patriots.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're better than the Jets, and they're better.
They're still,
without a doubt.
I still don't fear them. But as far as like who's coming next, who's the next threat? I think it is them. I think they're the only one with a legit quarterback, legit head coach combination, and so I like your pick, I guess, is the point I'm trying to make, and I think they're probably the second best team in the AFC East. All right, thank you, Bob. We'll talk to you next week.
You got it.
All
You got it. Thanks,
All right.
Brad.
There's
Peace.
Bob Gaughan. I'm Brad. It's Riter Radio. I got to turn off this thing that says on the phone Bob Gaughan on the screen. How do I do that? Image. No, not that one. Text. Oh, I have to switch. All right, hold on. If I do this is just for the people watching on the video thing. Take that off. Put that back on. Switch it back. Look at that. Magically. Oh, where's the... Hold on. I want the part about Brian Janik. He's our sponsor. Brian Janik. Financial guys. There it is. Perfect. Can't see it. If I sit back like this, the white on my shirt gets in the way of the white font. I just put my arms like that. It's primarily an audio podcast, but we're doing this video element now because it makes sense. It makes sense. YouTube is the way to go. The show is now streaming live on YouTube in addition to the MixLR app. You can get it both ways. It's kind of evenly distributed, I think. Well, I don't even have that one opened on my screen. We appear to be... No, okay, we're low, it looks, on MixLR. We're migrating toward YouTube. That is the future of the show. I don't know about this video element. It's fine. It's fine. I don't mind it. But it's a different show in this way. But it allows me to promote it better. It allows me to grow it better. So we're gonna do this YouTube thing. YouTube.com/@Riter Radio. You have to do the little @ symbol. What's the name of that thing? What is that thing called? It's not an ampersand. An ampersand is the big, tall, goofy-looking thing. What's the official name of the @ symbol? What is @ symbol called? Sorry. What is @ called? Though most people call it the @ symbol or @ sign in English. Its geeky official name is the commercial @ or sometimes the ampersat, which is a play on ampersand, much less soothing than the name of the symbol. I don't know what that is. However, other languages have more fun with the title of @. That was a disappointment. The @ symbol is typically called the @ symbol or commercial @ or address sign or address sign. I don't like it. I feel like we can do better. I'm going to play a song and come right back. I play a lot of Talking Heads on this show, but when Bob mentions David Byrne, we're going to play more Talking Heads. And I keep playing this one because it's worth it. Everyone should see the 1984 concert film Stop Making Sense. Whether you think you'll like Talking Heads or not, you'll find out that you do if you watch the movie. This is a part of that.
This portion of Riter Radio has been deleted for the podcast version. If you want to hear everything that happens, listen live weekdays 10 to noon at riterradio.com.
Unannounced special guest, Andrew Riter, is joining me. You're not. I don't even have your mic on yet. All right, I'm ready. Go ahead, talk.
Hello.
Hey, Drew. What's up, man?
Nothing.
Why are you here?
Because of Rosh Hashanah.
What's Rosh Hashanah?
A Jewish holiday.
What's to celebrate? What's it for? What's the point?
Don't know.
Let's take a quiz.
Okay. Sure.
The season of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur are often called A, the high holidays, B, the very serious holidays, C, the pilgrimage holidays, or D, the seasonal holidays.
C.
I think it's A. I'm going to guess A.
Oh.
Next.
Okay.
2 days of Rosh Hashanah usher in, is it A, 10 days of repentance, B, the days of awe, C, the intermediate days, D, both A and B, or E, both B and C? I don't know.
E.
E. All right, I'll take E. Moving on to the next one. I hope there's only 5 questions. No, there's 10 questions. All right. The blast of the shofar, called the tekiah, consists of A, a single long blast, B, 3 shorter blasts, C, 9 staccato blasts, or D, an extra long single blast.
B.
B?
Yeah.
Moving on. Which is a feature of some traditional Rosh Hashanah meals? I don't know. I don't want to read this. We're done. Never mind. All right. Explain to me, how's school going?
Good.
Tell me about school.
It's good. I have the best teacher.
All right. Why do you have? Who is the best teacher?
Mr. Spitzer.
Mr. Spitzer's pretty great. Why is he the best teacher?
Because he talks about sports, and he just is. I don't know.
He plays sports with you guys, too.
He plays sports, and he gives us extra recess every day.
You get extra recess?
At least like 5 minutes, yeah.
What does that mean?
It just means that we just get 5 minutes of extra recess.
More playing, less learning?
Yeah.
That's perfect. But are you learning things?
Yeah.
You told me yesterday, you came home and I said, how was school? You said, good. I said, what did you learn? And you told me about hemispheres. Tell me what you know about hemispheres.
I know about, like, where all of them are.
Where are they?
Well, not where all of them are, but I know all of them.
Teach me about hemispheres.
Okay. There's the western, northern, eastern, and southern hemispheres.
Okay.
And it depends on where they are from the equator.
Okay. That works for north and south, but east and west has nothing to do with the equator.
Right.
East and west is what's the line that divides the eastern and western hemispheres?
It's something. It's like the prime Mediterranean. I don't know.
No, do it again. Prime what?
Prime Mediterranean or something.
It's almost like Mediterranean, but it's meridian.
Okay.
Like at the 100th meridian.
Yeah.
Where the Great Plains begin. You know that from the Tragically Hip song?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. What else is going on in your life? You got a day off on a Tuesday, which is crazy. I didn't know about this until last night.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got 3 kids at home. I think you're all at home. I haven't seen Zach yet. He probably is just sleeping, right? It's
No.
11:30.
He was awake.
He's awake? Oh, good for
He
him.
was awake. He was watching your show with us.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So you came down here and said you were watching the show.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you think of it? How's it look?
Pretty good.
Did you know that you were going to be a part of it? Do you think your brother is watching you right now?
No.
Neither
I
brother?
don't. No.
No? All right. What's on your mind? We watched football last night.
Yeah. I'm just, I don't know. I'm thinking about travel baseball and video games.
Okay, tell me, talk about either one of them. You do your thing.
Let's start with travel.
Yeah, let's.
I had a scrimmage the other day in Dunkirk.
Yeah.
And we won 17-3.
Yeah.
I pitched well.
Yeah.
And I should have had a no-hitter, but my first baseman dropped the ball.
Okay, now that's not nice. It's good that you didn't use his name. That's not a hit though. That's an error. So that wouldn't be
a hit. So
it's not a hit.
It was still technically a no-hitter.
Yeah, I mean it was only 1 inning long. So I don't know that nobody ever calls it a no-hitter when you pitch 1 inning.
Right.
But you pitched well.
Mhm.
You hit well.
Yeah.
Batting lead off.
Yeah.
Kind of dominated the team. That was good. And you're playing them again soon.
At Southline.
Yeah, really cool.
Mhm.
All right, so that's what you're thinking about with baseball.
Yeah.
What was the other thing you're thinking about? Video games? What about video games?
I was gonna ask you. I was gonna talk about my franchise in Madden that I had yesterday during the Lions and Ravens game.
Yeah. So I explained that earlier that we were down here.
Mhm.
I was back here working on show stuff.
Yeah.
And then over there, is the projector screen, and that's where you were hanging out on the couch over there, playing Madden. But then we were watching the game on that screen too. So it was a very football centric basement last night.
Yeah.
All right, so God, tell me about your franchise.
I'm in the playoffs in the AFC Championship.
What team are you?
Bengals.
But it's not the real Bengals. It's the Bengals you drafted, right?
Yeah, I did a fantasy draft in Madden.
All right, so who's on your team? Who are the stars?
Jalen Ramsey, Saquon Barkley, and I don't know.
Who's your quarterback?
Sam Howell.
Sam Howell. Did you forget to draft a quarterback and you just had to take one at the end? Is that?
I didn't draft a
Talking
quarterback.
to the microphone, please.
Okay, I didn't draft a quarterback. I simmed through the rest of the draft.
Oh.
And I got him, but he's fine.
Who are your other options on the roster that you've got Sam Howell starting?
Have
you looked?
For receiver?
No, at quarterback.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm sure you have more than one quarterback. You don't have to
do.
play Sam Howell.
I do, but he's my best one.
Okay.
But he's fine.
All right. What else is going on in your life, man? What else would you like to? Your birthday's coming up. You're going to be 9?
Yeah.
That's crazy. You feel old?
Not really.
What do you want for your birthday?
Football cards.
That's it?
Well, that's all I can think of really of what I really want right now.
Just football cards.
Yeah.
That seems totally reasonable. That's pretty good.
Mhm.
You're a good kid, Drew.
Yeah.
You're easy. You're easy to deal with.
Mhm.
I like it. Do you have anything else you'd like to say, or would you like to go back upstairs?
I don't know.
You had no hat on. Let's talk about your hair a little bit.
Okay.
Do you think you need a haircut?
No.
As you look at yourself on the screen right there, as you were looking at yourself on the screen, you were playing with your hair because you didn't seem to think you liked what you saw. At least that's the way I saw it. Right? And then I asked if you wanted a hat, and then I gave you this hat. It's way too big. It's a Southline Shamrocks hat, though.
Yeah.
Because we could cut your hair today. You guys are home with nothing to do.
I don't want a haircut.
You don't want a haircut?
It's not that long.
It's not that long. It's just a mess. You're kind of a sloppy mess.
I can go take a shower after.
That would not change the length of your hair.
Right. It would flatten it though, so it's not that messy.
All right. When's the last time you took a shower?
Probably during the day of my scrimmage.
Which was Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday?
Yeah.
Today's Tuesday. So 2 days. You took a shower 2 days ago? That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's not bad. We don't take showers as often as we should, do we, Drew?
Yeah, we usually take a shower, skip a day, and then the day after that we take a shower.
All right. You think that's enough?
Yeah.
For a kid who does nothing but run around and roll in grass and cut his legs open and his elbows open. How many bruises open wounds do you have on you right now?
Probably one.
The elbow thing?
Yeah.
Let me see. Oh, that's not that bad. Show the camera. Nope. Oh, yeah.
Where's the camera?
I don't know. It's not working. The camera's right there. That little dot. There it is. There it is.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it was worse before. I got it from getting pushed over playing basketball at school.
You got pushed over playing basketball at school?
Mm-hmm.
Did you fight the kid?
No.
Who did it?
A kid named Lincoln.
Lincoln? What's Lincoln's problem?
Nothing. He was just. I was going for a layup, and he was trying to block it, and he grabbed my arm, and I don't know.
So you weren't thrown to the ground. It was a.
Yeah, I tried
It was
to
a
go
regular basketball play.
Mm-hmm. I was about to score, and he grabbed my arm, and whatever. He pulled me towards him, and then I fell.
Okay, fair enough. All right, I think we're done, Drew. You good?
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
I have a question for after your show, though.
You can ask me right now.
Can I finish my franchise after?
You can finish it right now.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Do you know how to turn all the stuff on?
No.
I'll play a song. And I'll turn the stuff on. How about that? Yeah, you can stay down here. I don't care. All right. That's Drew. Andrew Riter. Special guest. Yeah, wave goodbye. There you go. All right. Thanks, Drew.
Yep.
You can stay down here. I'll get to you in a minute. I'm going to put a song on, and then we'll be fine. All right. Move that chair out of the way. Roll up. Turn that mic down. And then find the mouse, which is over here. I forgot the kids were home. I went upstairs to get coffee. And saw 2 kids in the living room. I was like, oh, yeah, all right. Drew, come on downstairs. We'll talk about something. I don't know. Just saying hello. I thought he'd bring more. He didn't bring a ton today. It's okay. I brought more last time. I just heard him say from far away. All right. Play. What's a quick song? Quick. Minute 27's not enough. 2:07's enough. 207. All right. Stick with us. 172, episode 172 of Riter Radio. All right, we went with 2 songs there. Thanks to Drew, my son, the 8, soon-to-be 9-year-old Andrew Riter, making an appearance on the show for, I don't know, like the 5th time probably, maybe more. He's been on quite a bit in the 172 episodes we've done, including 100 at a real radio station and 72 right here in our house. I was just reading about the Kimmel thing. Somebody mentioned earlier, if you live in a city where the ABC affiliate is owned by Sinclair Media or Broadcasting, whatever, that you're still not getting Kimmel tonight. I'm not going to pretend I watch Jimmy Kimmel every night, but it's a pleasant show when it's on. And I like the show. I think he's cool. I think he's fun. I like the overall vibe. And it's back tonight. ABC brings it back, but Sinclair says no. Nexstar Media Group, one of the largest owners of broadcast TV stations, says it will not air the return of Jimmy Kimmel Live on Tuesday. They own roughly 30 stations affiliated with ABC in markets, including Salt Lake City, Nashville, and New Orleans. Sinclair owns and operates nearly 40 ABC affiliate stations. So we're talking about 70 stations. Buffalo's not one of them. WKBW is Channel 7, is the ABC affiliate, is owned by Scripps. And so it is not affected by this. So if you want to watch the Jimmy Kimmel Show, you can do it tonight. The quote from Nexstar. Well, hold on, let's see. ABC parent Disney announced Monday it would bring back Jimmy Kimmel Live after pausing the show for a week. They said indefinitely, and it was indefinite, but then it became a thing. And I have a sneeze coming, so I'm going to stop talking for a second. Okay, sorry. This is better. This is better than yesterday. Yesterday was a lot of coughing and inability to talk and scratchy throat. Today I think I sound normal. I just have to sneeze every now and then. I've got another one coming. It's building up. They paused the show indefinitely last week following comments by host Kimmel that linked the alleged killer of conservative activist Charlie Kirk to President Donald Trump's MAGA movement. No, it didn't. That's not even... Man. It's unbelievable. It is unbelievable, the world that we live in right now. Where, I mean, this is not a rumored anything. It's a quote that was played everywhere. We have the audio. I'm not going to play it right now, but he didn't link it. He said that they're doing everything they can to associate the shooter with anything but MAGA. That's all he said. He didn't say that he is MAGA. Good God. The show got shut down for a week, it's fine. I don't mind. Now that it's back, I don't mind the pause. What I didn't like was during the course of the week where it started to sound like he was gone because of that. And that show was gone and that 200 people were out of work because of a joke. Not even a joke. Sort of a joke. Sort of a commentary. Kind of a joke. There were jokes in there. It's his job. Ugh. Anyway, now that it's back, I'm okay with the idea of, hey, let's take a break here. Let's not just keep going. Because Kimmel would have come on Tuesday and had to react to the reaction. And then Trump would have done something again because for some reason, late night television is really, really interesting to him. As the president of the United States, jokes made on late night TV are very important. He had a thing the other day. He said, we got rid of those two. We got rid of Colbert. We got rid of Kimmel. Now we got to get rid of Jimmy Fallon. Like, what has Jimmy Fallon ever done ever? Seems like a nice enough guy. Seems like a company guy. Play by the rules. Do everything. Like, what? If you want to say, I don't like the Jimmy Fallon show because I don't find him interesting or creative or whatever, like, that's fine. But I also don't care what the president thinks about that. Sorry. Still a little sick. Working on it. All right. We made a decision. This is the Nexstar comment. Nexstar was among the first to respond to Kimmel's comments. We made a decision last week to preempt Jimmy Kimmel Live following what ABC referred to as Mr. Kimmel's ill-timed and insensitive comments at a critical time in our national discourse. I mean, there's so many holes just in that. It's a national discourse, and we didn't like the thing he said as a part of the discourse. He was insensitive. What was insensitive? Nothing there was... We stand by that decision pending assurance that all parties are committed to fostering an environment of respectful, constructive dialogue in the markets we serve, said Nexstar today. In the meantime, we note that Jimmy Kimmel Live will be available nationwide on multiple Disney-owned streaming products, while our stations will focus on continuing to produce local news and other programming relevant to their respective markets. I hope there's a chart tomorrow of what aired on these stations. I hope that information exists. We're going to show Old Yeller. Like this, they're not going to skip Kimmel and do an extra hour of news. There's no chance they're doing that. That costs money. So what are you putting on that's free? An old movie? Plan 9 from Outer Space? What are you showing? King Kong? Green Acres? What are you going to air? Fraud. All of this is it's just, none of it rings true. Like, it's a statement from Nexstar. First of all, I don't believe you're Nexstar. You care about people? Your name is Nexstar. You don't care. There's no chance you care. We made a decision. We're trying to protect America. No, you're not. No one believes you. You're grandstanding. And a week off wasn't good enough for you. So you're going to take this stand. And by next week, all right, I guess it's fine. And you'll put it back on because you recognize that that's what your parent company wants you to do. Or not your parent company, but the company with which you're affiliated. It's all just going to come back. This is just, all of it's for show. I hate performative garbage. That's what this is, performative garbage. Nexstar and Sinclair are among the largest broadcast TV station owners in the U.S. The companies own and operate stations in local markets that are affiliated with major networks, including ABC, Fox, NBC, and CBS. Between the two of them, Nexstar, 30 stations. Roughly 30. Nexstar is roughly 30 stations. Why don't they just say the number? Do they not know the number? Sinclair owns and operates nearly 40. Is that 36? Is that 39? Why can't you just tell me the numbers? While the stations offer local content, such as live news, they also air national programming affiliated with their network, including live sports, late-night TV, national news shows, and primetime series. Yes, that's how television works. The station owners license spectrum from the government, and the networks are free to air, meaning consumers can watch the networks for free with an antenna. Following Kimmel's comments last Monday, FCC Commission Chairman Brendan Carr suggested licenses were at risk of being revoked, as stations and networks are required by law to operate in the public interest. Carr said on CNBC last week that Kimmel's comments appeared to, quote, directly mislead the American public about probably one of the most significant political events we've had in a long time. Huh? Oh, my God. During Kimmel's opening monologue last Monday, he said, quote, the MAGA gang was, quote, see, this is how you do it. This is how you do it when you want to lie to people. You don't put the quote directly. You write your own sentence and then plug parts of the quote into it. That's misquoting. That's out of context. Play the whole thing. Say the whole thing. Write the whole thing. So I'm going to read this paragraph, and this is everything that's wrong with media and communication and this era in which there is no truth. There's no such thing as truth anymore. During this is CNBC, by the way. During Kimmel's opening monologue last Monday, Kimmel said the, quote, MAGA gang, unquote, was, quote, desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it, unquote. What of that lengthy actual quotation is incorrect? What part of that's wrong? What part of that is even in question? Yeah, Charlie Kirk was shot and killed, and that's gross and terrible, and it was for words. And then immediately, the move was for everyone to cross their fingers and hope it wasn't one of them that did it, including the MAGA gang, which is not a real thing, but it is. It isn't, but it is. Yeah, they were trying to say it wasn't us. So is everybody else. In between the finger pointing, there was grieving. This is in quotes, too. On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half-staff, which got some criticism. But on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking this. He continued, teeing up a clip of Trump on the White House lawn in which the president fields a question on Kirk, but swiftly pivots to talking about construction. That's what he was doing. It was a Trump joke. It was pointing out the absurdity of this man being in office. That's what. This is all crazy. This is all crazy. Right, left, none of that matters. Out of everyone in the nation, twice we have chosen that guy to be in that office, and that's insane. And that's all he's saying. All right. Oh, you know what's great? The end of this story says, "This is breaking news. Please refresh for updates." Okay. Wait, what did you say it is? You said it's breaking news? All right, I refreshed. I'm looking for updates. Nothing. Oh, it was updated 6 minutes ago. I don't know if they highlighted the new part. I'm not reading the whole thing again. Scrolling through, seeing if there's anything new. Anything to state? In a statement on Monday announcing Kimmel's return, Disney said it, quote, made the decision to suspend production on the show. We already did that. Disney CEO Bob Iger and Dana Walden, co-chair of Disney Entertainment, made the decision to return Kimmel to air and alerted the comedian on Monday. Local station owners learned on Monday when Disney made the public announcement that Kimmel would return. CNBC reported at the time. They're going third person here? CNBC is going third person? This is a CNBC story saying that CNBC reported these things. Good God. FCC threats. All right, I'm done with this. So, yeah, Kimmel's on tonight. I probably won't watch it. Although, if I remember, I probably won't think to watch it. If I remember to watch it, yes, I am curious. What's the next thing that happens? What's the next thing that happens after somebody is suspended and then returns? I will continue to follow the story. I just don't know that I'll remember. I don't care enough about the actual show. I care about the show in principle. I care about people having the ability to say things. Non-inflammatory, just pointing out the absurdity of life in the United States in 2025. That's all he does. All right, we're done. Thank you for listening to episode 172 of Riter Radio. Thanks to Bob Gaughan for joining me. Thanks to special guest Andrew Riter, who came in and told us why he's off from school. We started a Rosh Hashanah quiz, but it was taking too long. It was a little wordy. And also I was unable to pronounce some of the words in like the fourth question, so I just bailed on it because I can do that. It's my show. FCC ain't coming after me. You can't catch me, Disney. I'm not getting suspended. Looking for the right song to play. Who wants... I'm not playing Burnout. You want to hear Burnout, Drew? All right, Drew wants to hear Burnout. We'll play Burnout, then something else. And then we're done for the day. Thank you for listening, watching even, on YouTube, and being a part of Riter Radio. Talk to you tomorrow.
What are you doing for lunch? I don't know. I have a turkey sandwich. We're gonna go around the corner. I think you should come with us. This is a great place. Okay. We brought you a shirt.
Will you get out of here? Will you get out of here? Will you? Now, will you go to lunch? Go to lunch. Will you go to lunch?